365. A year is what you're left with. Switch your mental state to marinate. Now, why would you waste time to think that you can never buy? It's just a matter of time before you die. Like it's just a matter of time before an honest woman lies or a strong man cries. Time is something that can't be denied.
Well, in the beautiful Peppermill Lounge down here in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is amazing. A little hot at the moment, but we're in the cool air. It's absolutely amazing. I have R.J. Lloyd with me, and I just found out, and I said to I said, you got your army outfit on? And he said, well, I was in the army. I think that's amazing. R.J., where were you in the army?
I was stationed in New York. I was stationed in Alabama. I was stationed in Seattle.
So you've never been abroad?
Yeah, we did.
You did? Where did you go?
Okay, Ryan just went to Afghanistan. And
you were in Afghanistan?
And in Iraq.
Okay. Now, we hear a lot of the news media over it, because we all know a lot of people are disliking news media. I'm on news media, so I hope you like what I have. What was it really like in Afghanistan?
You know what? I like to let a lot of my friends tell those stories. I was an air traffic controller.
Okay.
So, you know, over there you see a lot of different things, but as an air traffic controller, you're a little safer.
Not really, I was going to say, you're not really out there.
Yeah, there's a lot more guys who have different jobs in the military that are more so in the forefront of everything.
But you're still there. You're still taking the risk.
Oh, you're still away from your family.
But you're still in the news. They can blow the tower up.
Yeah, you know, and you're still away from your family for years at a time, you know.
But Afghanistan itself, what was it like as a country?
As a country, you know, actually they show. It's funny how they only want to show a lot of just desert and sand and things like that. But there's actually really beautiful places.
That's why I was asking you, because Afghanistan, if I'm correct, in the 70s, it was very, very popular to go there as a tourist.
Now, see, I'm not that. I wasn't born in the 70s.
You wasn't even born then.
No, I'm an 80s baby.
I heard that it was really the place to go. And then you hear about when you see the desert and you see but it's not really like that all the time.
No, not all the time. Not all the time. But you know, you realize that they're people just like we are. You know, at the same time, and you know, everybody has their missions and their agendas and things, and you know, you do what you're told, and that's it.
Yeah.
So but being in that, it actually kind of brought me to Vegas too at the same time.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Because I remember I actually came here to Nellis Air Force Base before. And we had to do a couple of training exercises and things, and you know, just being around the city, it was like, you know,
I think I like this.
And you know, and I'm from Los Angeles, California, so it's not too far from home. So I'm like, okay, you know what? It's good to live here, and then just go over there and see everybody I want to see, and then I'll see you guys later. You know,
do you find when you go to Los Angeles you miss Vegas?
Oh,
I bet you do.
You know what? The funny thing is, yes, I actually do.
I never thought I would ever say that, but I go to Los Angeles, and you know. And then all of a sudden, hang on a second.
Yeah.
I missed I never thought that would happen to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it does. It happens. Now, also, you said you were in Iraq. Same thing in Iraq?
Same thing. Beautiful situation with, you know, beautiful places that they don't let you see.
But they don't let you see. So it's not all bad out there.
It's not all
bombing and trucks and all this army and all this stuff. It's also, they have a life like everybody else has. Okay.
And that's it. And, you know, that's all I can pretty much talk about over there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now you're in the entertainment business.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you said something about you were a producer.
Yes, ma'am. I executively produce music out here. I've worked with R&B. I've worked with gospel music. I've worked with hip hop music as well. I've worked with the new EDM craze and everything.
What's the EDM craze?
Electronic dance music is actually
electronic dance music.
Yes, and it's a very popular genre in the nightclubs. You see a lot of that going on where it's a lot of, I don't want to say techno, but it's fused with hip hop and, you know, a lot of deep trance beats and things like that, and you know, it's basically that club music.
This?
You know what? I can produce that. I have DJs that I work with. You know how you say you never saw Quincy Jones play an instrument, but he knew how to tell each individual person what he wanted to hear.
Quincy Jones was amazing,
and he was, and he still is. You know, and you know, I would kind of just say, kind of like that. That's what you would see.
So he actually knew his whole orchestra.
Yes, he knew his orchestra. He knew the picture that he wanted, and then he had other artists paint it out for him on the canvas.
But he was able to put it out there. To get it together as a painting.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you do that.
And that's what I do. Yes, I piece everything together. I envision things, and I know the perfect people that are needed to make things happen. And that's what I have fun doing. And then I also create music. I've played the drums, I've played the keys, I've played a little bit of bass.
You know, it amazes
Yeah.
anybody in the entertainment business or in the music business.
Mhm.
They all seem to play so many instruments.
Right.
Why?
Right. You know what? I don't know what it is. I guess I just want to say it's a gift. You know,
Yes.
it's something
well,
you
it
just...
is a gift because
it's-
you know you can play the piano, you can play the drums, and they tell me all these different instruments they play. I can't play anything.
Right, because sometimes you learn one and you get so interested in that one and you start to understand how the other one complements the other one.
yeah.
Yeah, so you see a lot of drummers end up playing bass because drumming and bass is also something that coincides together, you know.
Is it what you hear and what you want to put out there, and you automatically seem to go to that instrument and do it?
Yes, and it's what you hear and it's also what you feel.
And what you feel.
Yes.
So you have to have that feel.
Right, absolutely.
So do
have to
you
have that
sing?
feel. No.
Oh, that was a
No,
definite
yeah,
no.
I saw you had someone singing on here earlier, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going behind that and singing the tune. But I do vocal arrangements for artists. I'm not the top-notch singer, but I can give notes and direction on where to go and make things
Do you
sound
actually
better.
teach people to sing and help them with that?
You know what? I've done just studio sessions. I've never done actual voice training.
or anything
Right.
like that.
Yes,
so you
but
just
I've done the
studio.
studio.
So do you work for any studio here in town?
You know what? I've done work at Camel Hump Studio. I've done work at Bananas and Ham Studio, which is another studio in Charleston and Mojave.
Yeah.
I've done work at Eddie Fuse Studios.
Okay.
No Big Deal Studio.
You've been around.
I've been
you've done
around.
well.
Yes.
So
very
would you
much.
say that you're doing well in this town?
I would say that I'm doing very well. This town has showed me nothing but love, and you know, I came here 3 years ago and I only knew one person. I didn't know anybody. Yes,
Yeah.
and that one person, him and his wife, they owned a radio station, and I got on the radio station and they asked me to help them out. I did it no problem, and you know, just helping them actually introduced me to a whole lot of other people, and it just Vegas just blew up for me in 2 years.
Yeah,
word of mouth just.
But I also think it's probably how you handle business, what you do, and if you're conscious and you actually turn up for the job, you actually do the job. 'Cause I have a lot of problems with that here. A lot of people, they don't turn up. And
they have dreams about it, they talk about it, but when it's time to really make something happen, they don't do it. So you know, there's a difference between us that come out here with just a suitcase and that's
I think that's because you're more behind the scenes rather than being in front.
Right.
And I think that sometimes you musicians out there become prima donnas before you are a prima donna.
Absolutely. It happens. It happens with musicians. It happens with It happens with a lot of entertainers. A lot of us are very temperamental. You know, you got a lot of artists.
You said it.
Yeah, a lot of. I tell the truth. A lot of artists and a lot of entertainers are very temperamental, and you have a lot of egos that you have to deal with. And you know, but at the same time,
they gotta keep cool.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, I don't blame them too bad, because if you don't believe in yourself first, then who's gonna believe in you? You know,
Nobody.
Exactly. So you carry yourself.
So the word
like
going around, believe in yourself. How can people reach you?
How can people reach me? You can actually reach me on Instagram at that's RJ. That's OHTHATS RJ.
RJ.
Like, oh, that's RJ right there.
RJ Lloyd.
Yes, and that's how you guys can reach me on Instagram. On Facebook, I am RJ Lloyd, R.J.LLOYD. You can find me on there as well. Actually, before I even leave, I brought an artist that I'm working with who actually has a very special...
Do you want to bring him on right now?
He's right here.
Right now. Where are you?
Verse Spencer. Come over here, man.
Come on, Verse Spencer. Come on, let's move
this
up
guy
a
right
little
here
bit.
is very, very special. I know we were talking about music and things like that.
Come a little closer.
Come a little closer, man.
There you go. I'll tell you one thing. What's your name?
Verse Spencer.
Verse Spencer. There's one thing I love about him. Really love. His cigar. Where's the cigar? You've got to take that little tip off there.
Look, you already know how to do it.
I saw there was a sign, no cigar smoking, so I didn't.
There you go.
Absolutely.
So no, I definitely wanted you to meet him.
Yeah, and he's got all these
This
books.
is this is a gift for you.
Oh, this is for me.
Yes, it is. It's called Perseverance. And
Perseverance.
Absolutely, and this is my autobiography, maybe
Actual
like
novel.
And this is your actual novel. Is this yours, a baby?
It's my baby son.
Oh, that's your baby son. Oh, how beautiful.
And what's his name?
Pharaoh Leon.
Pharaoh Leon.
There it is.
Yeah, short
Look
for
at him, isn't he
ferocious
lovely?
Leonidas.
Look at this.
Yeah. And see,
Now, this is a book about your life.
Yes, ma'am.
So, obviously, if he's written a book about his life, now you remember, I don't interview anybody, so I don't know who this guy is, but I'm finding out pretty fast.
you're finding out
You
right
have
now,
to
like
be,
everybody
you
else.
must have had an incredible life to actually write this book.
Yeah, that's only up to age 22 though. So
Well, you're only 22 now.
I wish.
Really, you thought I
How long
was
did
the
it
slick
take you to
one.
write that book?
2 weeks.
Took you 2
2
weeks to
weeks
write
to
this
write
book?
it.
Well, 2 weeks to compile it. Really, it's a bunch of poetry that was time stamped from my life story.
It's
I'm
an
a-
amazing.
You know, it's
an
funny you should say
amazing
that
book.
because I write actually. I'm a sonnet writer.
Look at that, see
I
that?
write sonnets.
Oh,
I love
that's
like old
awesome.
Shakespeare, you know, the old
Really?
stuff. Yes.
And see, and the thing is, I know you guys have people who come on and they play the guitar, they sing a song, and
So
I
you
didn't have
recite
anything I
poetry.
wanted to. Yes.
Can you recite something?
Yes, I can.
Go ahead. I want to hear
Give it to
something.
him.
All right.
Come on.
This
This
one,
is verse Spencer, you guys, get ready.
Verse, this is verse Spencer.
This one is
and he's
called
going to read-
Time.
Time.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me
But he
put
has to
my-
put his glasses on to
Yeah,
fit
just-
his
Oh
time.
yeah, you guys got to feel this.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Before I say it, let me
Yes,
let
he has
y'all
to do
read it while
something.
I say it. That
Oh.
way, you could actually have the.
Well, I feel like I'm in church because you know when they're preaching
Turn in
something.
your Bibles.
Yeah, when you're preaching something, you have to read to make sure it's correct.
Perseverance.
Okay, so we're
All right.
doing time, right?
Go ahead. Time.
Okay.
I see people chilling, killing time. The minds must be forgetting. What is time? Time is living, but let's break this down in minutes. 1,440 given 60-second segments times 365. A year is what you're left with. Switch your mental state to marinate. Now, why would you waste time, the thing that you can never buy? It's just a matter of time before you die. Like it's just a matter of time before an honest woman lies or a strong man cries. Time is something that can't be denied. Most are obliged not to notice time till time flies by. Surprised they don't think of water till the well's knee high. Obsessed until it's dry. Instead of trying to assassinate, you should have realized it's just a matter of time before it evaporates.
Ooh.
Time. Time has taught me not to overcompensate. In attempts to murder time, I'm sitting idle in its wake. Hating time, but never blind to what it is. I recognize it's just a blink of an eye. Our time to live. I ain't got the time to take the time to waste the time like you do. Because every time I make a time, a lack of time is crucial. Be careful with your use of time. A time of turn will lose you. Because when you get confused by time, well, that's when time consumes you. Time. The pimp that makes life the trick she is. The father of rebellious kids named Positive and Negative. Every moment, 5 times upon it, relentless can add to its velocity, nor could you make its speed diminish. Time. His only interest is to see existence finished, defeating all opponents. But I ain't trying to paint a vicious image. When I was ignorant, I tried to kill him every day. Now I don't hardly play. I see how people pass away. See, time has left me with not much to say, leaving those who try to kill him with indecision and disarray. Time has taught me the laws of correspondence. That's why I'm always honest. Time has granted me eyes to see through nonsense, but time ain't never promised me tomorrow. That's why I'm acting like it's borrowed. Some mistake his presence for sorrow. The truth is hard to swallow.
Yes.
But sometimes he passes quietly, silently, yet subtly, reminding me that time will be here when I'm gone, but time will be gone when I'm here. It's just a matter of time for one of us disappears. Your time has taught me time and time again the end is near. Mysterious theories. Not if you just open up your ears, because I ain't got the time to take the time to waste the time like you do. Because every time I make a time, a lack of time is crucial. Be careful what you use to time, a time return will lose you. Because when you get confused by time, that's when time consumes you. There's a time to talk and a time to hear. There's a time to accelerate and a time to steer. There's a time for close and a time for near. There's a time to bark and a time to fear. See, time has truly let me see the picture clear. The time can never go backwards, only to appear like a mirror. If you're not aware, I tell you beware of time. Stealing what's most precious to us, but never punished for its crime. Time's been doing this forever, and probably always will. So remember that the next time you think you have time to kill. You can fill your time with work and you'll get stronger. Fill it with pleasure and you'll get softer. Yet time is all that it has to offer. You want to stand up to time? Loosen your posture or get crushed to your slaughter. And your precious time is what it cost you. Now who amongst us claim to be a time stopper? Time came to prosper. Adopt that quality or get conquered. Because I ain't got the time to take the time to waste the time like you do. Because every time I make a time, a lack of time is crucial. Be careful what you use to time, and time in turn will lose you. Because when you get confused by time,
That's when time consumes you.
Sure.
Do you know what? Absolutely amazing. But there's one thing you said, which is 2 things you cannot buy in this world. You cannot buy the air out there, and you cannot buy time.
amen.
So now you see why I
Cannot
brought
buy
you
time.
here.
People waste so much time that is so beautifully done, and
Yeah.
how you put all those words together of exactly what time is. And time for every second comes, it goes.
Thank you for giving us that time.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
That's amazing, absolutely amazing. So, this is your business. You write poetry, or
One of the business.
one of. Okay. What are all the others?
Wow.
Well, some of them then.
Okay. Thank you. You know, Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah. I'm like, you know.
All right.
Just
For
narrow it
starters,
down.
you know, I'm a 2-time survivor of traumatic brain injury. That's what most of this book is about. It's a case study on TBI.
Brain injury as of being in an accident? Or?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I was hit by a car was my initial one, and when I was 6 years old, that's what most of this book is about, the overcomings of it.
And so you overcame...
Yes, because and in overcoming it, having to learn about the brain that was injured within myself, I had to learn how to optimize the brain. So brain optimization is one of the things that I'm a subject matter expert on. I'm a speaker for the National Speakers Association, it's the NSA, not the government.
Not
So,
those guys.
do you feel now that you have a very fast, I don't want to say knowledgeable, but very fast brain that works faster than most people? Do you think
Yes.
faster than most people and
Yes,
do things?
and it hurts.
And yeah, it does. When you use your brain, it does hurt. But do you feel that you kind of know answers and things before they kind of happen?
Yes,
Yeah, I figured that.
unfortunately.
Yeah. So you know sort of, and the reason I'm saying that because I have a little bit of that myself. I know certain things are going to happen before they happen, so I stay out of a lot of stuff because that can either be problematic or also it can be good. It works always. They don't
Yeah.
choose which way it can be.
Right.
So you sort of, you know, you have a different way of looking at things and feeling things. What do you feel is going on with this world right now?
I think the world is going through a polar shift. I said it's just a passing of one age to another. So when you say the world is one thing, when you say Earth, it's something totally different. See, Earth isn't going to change. Earth has been doing
Earth
this.
is Earth.
Exactly.
Earth
You know,
is-
but
it's
most
not going-
people who don't understand what you understand,
Yeah.
they consider the world
Yeah.
everything instead of being in tune with the planet.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know,
Because a lot of stuff is going on, a lot of things are happening, but I just think there are things that are happening that are going to happen, and you know, it's like everybody gets blamed for something at that time, but it was before that time that it actually started. So you can't really blame somebody for a lot of stuff because it was already in there and it was already started and manifest and already out there, which you would probably know about. So are you writing another book?
Actually, yes, I've written 3 more books actually that are on the editor's block as we speak.
Are they? And are they, this particular book or any of your books, have they been very popular? Have you been a #1 seller? I would imagine he has.
Not a #1 seller, but I've been, you know, This May Be Life as a Test is one of those things that everyone that's read it loves it, and it's propelling my career
So
thus far.
what's your goal to change the brain of most people? Because most people, I always call them in a tunnel, and they don't really, they stay in this tunnel and they don't go left or right. Where?
Unfortunately, I can't change the brain of most people, but I can influence the brains of the bosses to make the bosses, first and foremost, understand that they have to be leaders first.
Yes.
Because if we could change the approach to leadership, then we could actually change the dynamic of who's following and how they follow.
And do you think leadership right now is totally different than what it was? I'm only going to go back 10
Absolutely.
years. I'll go back 10 years. 'Cause
Absolutely.
The reason, rather than going back 20 or 30 years, is because we have internet and all this stuff going on. So things are moving much faster.
Much faster.
Much faster. So
Yeah.
you see technology and all that has sort of implemented people's minds.
Yes, but see...
Yes and no.
Exactly, because you still have the fundamental platform of what the mind is. See, here's the thing about the brain, okay?
I love that. He doesn't know it, but I love the brain.
I love the brain.
God, I love the brain. And I don't use it enough, but I keep trying to revamp it.
There we go.
Well, there's 7 different types of intelligences, and there's 4 different types of mental abilities.
Okay?
You know, so when you take each and every type of... People learn 3 different ways. They learn visual,
Yes?
auditory, which is what they hear,
Hear.
and physical.
Yes.
Okay, so when you take these 3 different aspects of the brain and then you multiply the different types of intelligence and the different abilities, you just have to catch people when they're transitioning mode. Everybody has their own... The thing about...
Transition.
Exactly.
Yeah, their own way.
Yeah.
And if you can time the transition of the people around you, like clockwork, you are getting the most effective use out of your human resource.
Well, that's like, you know, when you play tennis, you always play tennis with somebody that plays better than you.
Exactly.
Because that's the only way to learn. If you play with somebody that's equal or below you, hello,
You don't go anywhere.
you don't go anywhere. But
Yeah.
that doesn't only apply in tennis, that applies in anything.
Life.
Yeah, life itself.
Itself. You have to.
Life itself, you have to keep moving forward. And So what are you doing right now? Are you just writing, or are you teaching, or what are you doing?
Well, unfortunately, I was on such a upswing. I'm doing music as well. I lead my band. I play saxophone.
Oh, you play the saxophone. I want to see you up there playing the saxophone. I love the saxophone.
Thank you. Yes, I have a 10-piece band out here.
You have a 10-piece band out here, so obviously you're doing well with it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have 10 pieces. Hello!
Well, like I told you, and yes, I've been well, you know, and I'd be remiss not to mention the fabulous Monk family, Thelonious Monk lineage, who actually taught me.
They taught you? Okay.
Yes, but it's more or less along the lines of that thing we call leadership. I'm a good leader,
You're a
even
good
if
leader?
I'm not present.
And do you find your 10-piece band stays with you?
No, we rotate a lot of members, but I keep the 10 pieces, and about a good core 6 stay with me every time.
All the time?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I
and
did
are
not
you playing
pick up
anywhere
more.
or doing anything? Or?
Well, we did Caesar's Palace for about a year when it was Club Poetry, and before that, after that, you know, did a lot of things from the Rio all up and down the Strip, you know, and
I met him at the Stratosphere.
That's
Stratosphere?
true.
See? Yeah.
Yeah,
We
so-
had a, we
So
had
you
a
have
Monday
actually
night
done the
there.
Strip. You've been in Caesars. He's been in all the big hotels.
Yes,
and, what is it like now? You're still getting I would imagine if you've got a big band, I would imagine you're doing quite well though.
Well, the band is primarily geared for its own showcases and
Yes.
touring.
Yeah.
Now, one thing about Las Vegas that I've learned from being in the industry for many years, entertainment industry, is that this is the tourist capital of the world, and also the entertainment capital of the world.
Yes,
so the
yes.
thing about this place is, if you could take the Las Vegas experience and package it and sell it, then you can bring a Las Vegas night to anywhere that you go.
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. And
See, this is his
Vegas
brain working.
taco.
See, but I've also have to say that you have understood the brain. You've understood what it takes to be famous out there and to get all these jobs. Not everybody can turn around and say they've been in Caesars for a year. Not everybody can do that.
Oh,
So to accomplish something like that in Vegas, because I know how tough Vegas is, very, very tough. So, you know, to do all that and to keep all that together, I think is absolutely amazing. What is the name of your band?
Dark Flow of the Universe.
Dark Flow of the Universe. How beautiful. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And any place you're playing right now that they can see you?
Right now, the thing that everyone's working on, because I'm still releasing singles, which is how I've hit up with Mr. R.J. Lloyd. Right now, they're producing the audio version of this book.
Okay, so the audio version of this book is coming out. I hope you can make sure I get a copy of that
will.
Oh, yeah,
with somebody,
absolutely.
because this looks amazing. I love the poetry side of what you do and everything else.
Yeah.
And you've got 3 more books coming out. Can you
Yes.
mention that? What were their names? Because this was maybe
Maybe
Life is a Test.
Yeah.
Well, life is a test, believe me. This is absolutely true.
Every day.
Every day it's a test.
Absolutely.
Well, this one is Perseverance. It primarily, deals with uplifting, positive excerpts.
That's
out
why I
of
love it. I love it because I'm a very positive person.
Yeah.
People call me Miss Positive, so
that's the
Perfect.
way to be.
yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
the
don't
only way-
want any negative people out
Yeah.
there. I don't. They rub the wrong thing onto me, and I'm like, what am I doing here? See you later.
Things always work
See you
best for
later.
us too when we
I don't
stay
wanna
that
know.
way.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Yeah, but I have this book called Casting Corsets, which is a 1920s crime saga in Kansas City that actually helped propel Harry Truman into office. Many people
Oh,
don't understand.
really?
Yes. Kansas City was the Las Vegas before Las Vegas. Many people don't understand that.
No.
When the mob bosses came over to Las Vegas to create this town, Kansas City had the biggest stake. People wonder why, because of the riverboats that was going on. So basically, a lot of things that were happening to propel, like the Boardwalk Empire of the West,
Yes.
for lack of a better term, was happening in Kansas City, which is why it's the Gateway State and the Show Me State at the same time. So.
And the show me state, yeah, because that's what it is. Absolutely. So these are things we don't know, and it's so fun. It's wonderful to hear these things going back in
Yeah.
history. So that's one of the books.
One of the books, and the other book is called Commence de la Fin, which means beginning of the end, and it's basically another crime saga about the government plots to destroy and manipulate the Hispanic population through terrorism, for lack of a better term.
Oh, I thought it was going to say building of the wall.
I wasn't there yet. I was writing this years ago. That wasn't even a factor back then.
Oh, you don't make you laugh. It's my little bit of sense of humor.
Oh, man.
And then we'll start talking about Trump and the wall,
And the last book is a mathematical equation book called The Enigma of the Bouncing Ball.
Oh,
All right, and
what a title.
their catchphrase basically is, which one do you think is deeper in relationship to each other, the ball or the ground? Most people would say the ground is deeper, but at its optimum level, the ground could only be 180 degrees, whereas the ball, in order to maintain its shape, must be 360 degrees at all times. So basically, it's a book that explains how to get the most out of your bounce and anything you're up against, because, you know.
So you choose the ball, not the earth.
It's amazing, right?
Isn't it?
Amazing,
Because the
right?
earth at
And
its
it's fun.
optimum level is just a ball.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, the ball is a continuation. There is no corner. There is no end. It's a continuation.
That's why.
It's
See,
She gets
it's
it.
the continuation.
Yeah, she gets
You
it.
get it. That's
I have to tell you a funny story. I was living in Los Angeles, and I had this house, and I redid my kitchen, and I had these big hallways that had these square. And I said to this builder, I said, listen, I said, can you put some round things in these openings? I said, because I don't like the square, because I like things that are continuous.
Yeah.
I like, and when you have another, it's like our body. You know, there's not one single corner on our body.
That's right. That's true.
It's all round. I don't care which way you look at it, how you look at it.
Yeah.
Everything in your entire body is round.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when you look at and that's a continuation of life.
It's true.
And you actually, you're both, well, because you're in the music business, so that's a continuation, because music's never going to die.
No.
Well, this has been quite an amazing interview. This is an interview. This has been a fun interview because I love the brain. I love what we talk about. I love everything that's going on. But it's also an eye-opener to read his book, which is the Maybe Life is a Test. Which it is. And then look out for your 3 books coming out. Absolutely. Right. And how can they reach you?
Verse.Spencer at Facebook. And my website is versemusic.net. Name of the book is Maybe Life is a Test. You can find it on Amazon. MaybeLifeIsATest.com.
Maybe life is just a test.
Perseverance.biz, because perseverance is a subject matter speak I give with my mother, actually. Me and her, a mother-son speaking tangent. She speaks on how to raise a child who's special needs that government tried to throw away, and I just basically talk about how I overcame. So that's basically it. Oh, and in CAPSA, the National Capital Area Black Storytellers Association. That's blackstorydmv.org.
Now you see why I brought
Now you brought him with you.
Because there's no way
Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing this out.
Like
it's been amazing. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.
Thank you.